So differentiation is about establishing uniqueness and superiority about your product in comparison to the alternatives or the competitors that exist in the market, right? And often this is executed or via marketing and messaging techniques, right? And one of you said positioning. That's a great word to use, right? Positioning is although it is one word, it has a whole lot of it inside that. Positioning is identifying who your customer segments that you want to see your product differently, and taking the value proposition or the compelling reasons why they should buy or hire your product, and creating a nice narrative or a message using the appropriate channel that resonates and that works with your customer segment, and taking that message to them, right? So often people think of this as a marketing and messaging strategy, which is not entirely wrong, but a very important question that we should ask is, who else is responsible for communicating that differentiation or highlighting that differentiation, highlighting that uniqueness and the superior strengths that you have compared to the other products in the market? Who else do you think should be involved as part of this exercise? Go on.
Sir, mainly the seller. Apart from seller, apart from seller and the customers who are in need of that product.
Will customers will not be highlighting the differentiation, right? Customers obviously will be looking at what is the uniqueness about this product. Why is this superior compared to other alternatives that I have as a thing? My question was, who within your organization on the product team essentially should be involved? One, we have established the differentiation is communicated using a messaging and a marketing strategy. But are there other roles and other people that should be involved in highlighting?
Yeah, I think we should involve engineering, sales, marketing, all the organization, because everybody will able to contribute something, what is their core area, and from that they may able to show the differentiation. Like engineering may able to compare the technology aspect and will able to contribute in that way.
Yeah. Right. So remember, the goal that you are trying to achieve here is you are vying for the attention of a customer, either purely for their dollars or share of wallet, as we call it, or essentially to be perceived differently than the other competitors that exist. So in that context, you absolutely need to have the product management folks, the engineering people, the sales folks, and sometimes even key partners that you're working with to have a common page on saying, these are the unique attributes, these are the unique characteristics of our products that actually we believe are better than the competitors in the market, and hence our customers should look at us in a favorable way, right? Now, if you've gone through any structured way of understanding how to do that, we do this through value proposition design, right? You understand various characteristics and attributes of your customers. You understand their jobs that they are trying to do. You understand the pain points that they have in that journey. And then you come up with how do you want to address those pain points so that they create certain benefits. All of this exercise culminates into what we call as unique value proposition, right? And that unique value proposition can come from many different aspects, but a lot of time, product folks think that it is product features and capabilities, right? So that's what I want to highlight and say, there is a lot more than just the product features and capabilities that we are talking about. So yes, you're right. All these roles need to be part of, having clarity on how should customers see us differently than what exists in the market. So then the next question is, why do we even differentiate? Why do we need to differentiate in these cases? We talked about differentiation, establishing uniqueness, superiority, and with respect to competitors. And of course, we use these techniques. But what advantages do you get when you differentiate properly? Any thoughts on that?
So the basic idea behind selling any product is either to increase the sales and also contribute to the organization. So that is the main motive of
that's the goal of any product or service, right? Yes. I mean, most of the goals, right? I mean, the sales or revenue these days doesn't have to be necessarily in hard currency, but it can be in other forms as well. But you're right.
Yes.
But that's the goal of any product or a service. So why do we need to focus on differentiation? What additional advantages that we will get?
So, Sai Satish, I think it will help us to understand the strengths of our product and where we can be more focused so that we can beat the competition.
Good. So one is, it will help all of us to understand and come to a common page on why do we think are different. But that's not enough, right? If you think that you are different, we all think we are different. We all think our products are better. We all think our products are unique. But what matters is the customers need to think it that way and look at it differently, right? So starting with basically grab your customers' attention. In marketing terms, or prospects' attention, right? In marketing vocabulary, we call this as, how do we generate that demand from the market for your product, given that there are so many choices, and something that helps you stand out in the market by focusing on the specific features or the attributes or the characteristics that sets your product apart from the competitors, right? So number one reason is grab your prospects' attention. The number two, establish your product's superior value, unique value, as we called it, right? Establish that. Now you're communicating it, but it's a consistent, repeated effort using various techniques. A lot of people talk about brand. Brand is just one way of doing that, right? What do you do when you don't have a brand, when you're just starting out, when you are a new product? Now, if you're in a large company, you piggyback and leverage that brand. But if you're not, then brand taking takes a lot of time, lot of effort. It's a very expensive exercise. But you start focusing on establishing your product's unique value proposition in the minds of customers. And third, and very importantly, and this is somewhere I found a lot of teams that I coach come back and say, I think we want to price this a lot more cheaper than what exists today, right? So my recommendation always is, try to take away the focus of the customer from price and try to bring in the focus on the value. Now, what is a value? A value simply is a trade-off or a trade that a customer does with your product, with your offering, to say, if I pay this much, I get this much, and the benefit that I get must be 5x, 10x more than what I have paid, and hence I attribute value to this product. Otherwise, I'm going to move away and find something that is cheaper, right? So this is a crucial part, which is taking away the focus of your customers from the price and moving them back into the value. And there are, of course, various techniques to do that. But remember, don't compete on price. Of course, when you're starting off, competing with low price is not a bad strategy, but it is not sustainable, for a simple reason that somebody with better resources, more money, can come and undercut you very quickly, and then you're just gone, you're disappeared, right? So, or you'll find it very difficult to sustain. So, and it's also a bad way to enter the market where there are people competing in price, because that's what we call as commodity markets, right? Or commodity products. So which means customers are only differentiating the products based on how much they have to pay, right? Or what is the price part of it. So differentiation is really important for these three reasons. Okay, now the ultimate goal of all the differentiation exercise, and how do you do that, whether you are building it in a product or any other ways, is to gain a competitive advantage. So I hope all of you agree that the reason for doing one, companies spend lots of time, effort, money in trying to come up with various ways to communicate that differentiation, right? Here is a way to buy our product. Here is a way to use our product. Here is a way to get support from our product, in many different ways. And all of this is for that fundamental goal, which is get a competitive advantage.